All right, this is John Cole with Growing Your Greens and growingyourgreens.com. Today what we're looking at is the back fence of my property, and you can kind of see what it was basically redwood fence that my neighbor put up, and I had the side of the fence without the fence board, so it actually was inset. I don't know, you can't really see it now. So things could kind of get in there. And so what we did was actually we put up these this reed fencing material. It's approximately I don't know, $20 to $25 for a 16-foot section at your local home improvement store. So we put that up against the back wall, and then what we did, to maximize the growing space and to make it look real pretty, is we put this, once again, the nylon trellis material. So it's basically a nylon trellis material. It's actually really strong, and we put it off like on these cedar wood standoffs. You could see where we attached that to a cedar wood standoff to give it some space behind. So we could my fingers could fit behind, but more than that, also plants and stems could fit behind. So you can see kind of like how we weaved it up here. We have several things growing over here. We have actually winter squash growing, and actually here's a good winter squash here. This is spaghetti squash here, just hanging off the nylon trellis. You can see how we wrapped the trellis material around the the stem of the plant. Goes up, and I mean, this guy is oh man, that's definitely about, I don't know, 5 pounds, but it's hanging all right. The trellis is doing good. You can see the trellis is kind of getting weighed down, but this stuff is real strong. It's nylon, doing real good. So we come back maybe once a week and just train the vines up to keep growing up the trellis instead of out into the walkway and pathway. Besides the winter squash, I think we also have some melons, and you can see some of the melons starting to put on some fruit there. And I think we also did a cucumber plant or two just for fun. But mostly this is for winter squash. I think we planted mostly spaghetti squash, butternut squash, and an acorn squash or two, right? And you can see here I have some storage in the back with these sheds, so it's pretty tight fit. We just left enough for a walkway, and we're gonna actually plant out some things here in the shaded areas later on. The goal is to have some fruit trees, every 6 feet, and then maybe some kind of shrub, every in between the big fruit trees. But meanwhile, wanted to get something growing on this back fence, and I think this looks really beautiful here with all this greenery, just along the fence, filling in and basically using otherwise wasted space. So definitely, vertical gardening is the way to go. Here's another spaghetti squash here that's actually getting quite big, real big. And even in the even in the shaded area back here where I'm at now, behind one of these sheds, the plants aren't quite doing as well. But once they get up and grow up higher up to the trellis, I mean, now most of the green growth is actually up really high, and it's actually in the sun. So it's doing real well, and hopefully we'll have a bunch of winter squash here for the winter. Here's one just starting to grow right there, and the flower. And also, the flowers are edible on the winter squash. I ate one the other day, and wasn't that tasty, but edible nonetheless. I definitely like the blossoms of the summer squash much better. So here's some beautiful blossoms. Look at these beautiful blossoms there. So gorgeous. All right. So that's John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com, and remember, you can grow your own greens.